check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Sean, are you superstitious?
Not really.
Not really. I asked because yesterday kind of got caught up with the cable guy, as I mentioned in my post over there at moneylinemadman.com. And we go to just posting for the day. And we both end up getting some good breaks, some calls, and end up you go 2-0 on your football picks. I missed my football picks, but I didn't bet the games. I really just wanted to bet the over for Matthew Stafford, and the only way I can get that was with Russell Wilson. That didn't come in, but I hit both NBA games and 2 out of 3 of my NCAA games. So maybe we should just cancel last minute and post everything.
Yeah, and I kind of forgot to post it, so I kind of did it at the last minute. Maybe I got to do everything at the last minute as well.
Well, you were kind of last minuting it today, right?
What's crazy too is that both favorites were. It's one of those. If I had the underdog, I would think I was doing good the whole game. For both of them. So normally I'm on the other side of that. So.
Well, Adrian Peterson wasn't happy with the officiating. He said 2 calls swung that game into the Rams' favor. He's going to get fined for sure, but he tagged everybody, and NFL's player associations, NFL. I mean, just anything associated with the NFL, he tagged on his complaint on, I think, Instagram. But in any case, I don't care. We between the two of us, pretty good night. So let's see what we can do tonight. Asking about injuries, I guess at this point is probably, or player news is probably a like a 3-hour show.
Yeah. So, I can give you some of them, but the crazy thing is too, some of these apps and stuff, they really got to, they'll list the injuries and maybe a player or two with COVID, but they don't give you the whole COVID list if they were already out. So it's very hard, but I'll say
the whole league is out.
Basically. Yeah. The Hawks, they're missing Young tonight. They're missing Capella. Lou Williams is out. So they got a bunch of COVID issues. Orlando's even Cole Anthony's questionable. That's more of an injury. And then you got other games. Cleveland and Boston both have a ton of players out. Even Kevin Love's questionable. Cleveland's only going to have 2 of their 5 starters.
It looks to me like Boston in that spot has more of their first-tier players on the court than Cleveland does.
Yeah, and that would explain the line. Cleveland's been on tear and they've won like 6 in a row, and they're still 6.5-point underdogs.
Mm-hmm.
You go game by game. Denver and Oklahoma City is not too bad. You got like Aaron Gordon questionable. Houston and Milwaukee. Jalen Green's out for Houston. Christian Woods
is out.
Giannis is out. And then
Chris Middleton's a probable.
Yeah, Chris Middleton should play. Then you go Clippers Kings. They're another one. You got Luke Kennard out for the Clippers, Reggie Jackson out for the Clippers, and then Sacramento, you got Fox, who entered the protocol the last game.
I think that looks like Paul George is probably going to play, though. So that's that's a good news for the Clippers. But these moves make for some strange line movements, mostly in the total, Sean. It's tough to really say if they're strange line movements or what, but let's take a look at some money, though. Some of these injuries apparently, or these COVID things, have some big money bets tonight. For example, most of the tickets, 2/3 of the tickets are on the Atlanta Hawks, but damn near 90 cents on the dollar is back in the Magic. In that same game, Sean, although that line's gone from 219.5 at the open for the total down to 209, it's dropped 10.5 points. Still, most of the tickets, and about 93, 94 cents on the under. You got big money on the Nuggets, Sean. 99 cents out of $1 of all money wagered so far on Denver. The Bucks and the Rockets, Sean. No Giannis, no problem. 97% of 97 cents on the dollar on the Bucks. In that game too, Sean, it's about 50-50, a little bit slanted towards the under, but 99 cents out of the dollar is on the under. Clippers, Sean, taking 86% of the money. In that same game, 99% of the money is on the under. And in the Raptors Bulls game, 50% of the tickets are. Oh, that game got canceled, right?
Yeah, the Bulls game got canceled.
Yes. Okay. So that's that. But a lot of the money was on the before it got canceled on the Raptors, 99 cents. So whew, big bets across the NBA board tonight, Sean. Big money laying big time odds. So what do you like in the NBA? I had a really hard time picking anything in the NBA.
So I did a player prop thing, but I also did make 2 picks. Because of the Clippers, it's just a Paul George team, really. I mean, I'm going to go with the Kings with the 4.5. I know Fox is out, but they're a young team. They got some players. Clippers just, if it's not Paul George, just struggle. I mean, Reggie Jackson's usually a guy that would carry them without Paul George, and he's out. Luke Kennard's been getting hot. He's out. So I'm going to take the 4.5 with the Kings. I almost money lined it.
-105.
Yeah, I almost money lined it, but I figured 4.5. I better take it that way, especially with Fox out. And then I did go on one of the unders, which may be the play, like you were saying, across with all these players out. I went Cleveland-Boston under 216.
So, yeah, you can get 216.5 for -110, Sean. Or actually -109. So you might as well take that number.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do anything really in the NBA tonight because of all of these COVID and who's in and who's out and all that kind of good stuff. But what I did decide to do, I looked at these Orlando-Atlanta games. Some of these players have been in and out all season long for different reasons. 208.5 seems like it's just too low for me, Sean. And I know Orlando's probably not going to score, but of the two teams, Orlando's regular rotation, if you will, the starters, they seem to be the team that's healthier. Hence the 88 cents on the dollar on the Magic. So I think Orlando scores. I don't think they can stop people from scoring no matter who's on the court. So I'm going to go over 208.5. I'm going to go way against the money and go the over in that game. And that's it for me in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, I can give you – I put this together on a personal ticket. I won't make these official, but I do have some player props. Mm-hmm. Dennis Schroeder under 7.5 rebounds and assists total. He just hasn't really been putting a lot together. Kevin Huerter under 23.5 points, rebounds, assists. Now, this may be affected by the fact that Young and Capella's out and stuff. Maybe he'll get more action, but he's been really struggling. Here's one I really like. Josh Giddey for Oklahoma City has been flirting with a triple-double, actually. So I went over 13.5 with rebounds and assists. He's been getting double digits. He's been getting double-doubles like the last 3 games. Grayson Allen under 5.5 rebound and assist together. He's usually just stand in the corner, shoot threes. He usually doesn't get many rebounds.
Out tonight. Maybe he'll be a little more involved. So that would be the one I'd be a little worried about.
Well, you might be worried about this one too because we talked about this. But I went Paul George under 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists together. He hasn't been too many games where he's going off for those 30-some points. So I figure that's enough, 38.5, that he won't get all that combined together.
Well, you hope not anyway. Otherwise, you wouldn't put money on it. That's for sure. Only one college football game today, Sean. Army versus Missouri. It is the Military Bowl, right?
Yep.
And Army is favored by 6.5 points, Sean. So you can actually take Army, lay the 6.5 points, and get plus 100.
Yeah, I feel like that's too many points. I'm not going to make this official, but I'd lean Missouri 6.5.
I'm going to take Army.
All right.
Yeah, because Missouri can't stop the run, and Army can only do anything but run. On the other side of the ball, to be fair, though, Missouri can throw the ball, and Army has a difficult time stopping the throw. It just seems to me that running the ball, there's a lot less transactions between hands, right? Mm-hmm. So at some point in time, Missouri is likely to incomplete a pass, bounces off somebody's hands, than to be able to really stop a guy from running. But they're going to probably load up the box too, so it'd be pretty interesting. But these Army games, they tend to wear people down and then kind of pull away at the end when they do win. And they probably try to, since it's the Military Bowl, they probably try to give the military team a matchup that they feel like they can win, kind of like homecoming.
Well, I was actually thinking, so I saw this earlier. The military teams are 3-3 in this bowl game in the last 8 or 9 years, which I was kind of confused. 8 or 9 years, so I guess there's not a military team in the bowl every year.
I guess not. But, yeah, you would think though. I would suspect that they try to make it a home, like a homecoming game for the military. Give them a decent opponent from a good conference and see what they do. I just feel like that running matchup favors Army more than the passing matchup favors Missouri. So I'm going to take Army. I'm going to lay the 6.5, and I'm going to get plus 100, Sean.
Yeah.
On to college hoops, Sean. There's a whole bunch of games there tonight. Anything in the college basketball scene that you like? I've changed the way I do things a little bit, and it seems to be working. So I probably just gave myself the kiss of death for tonight.
yeah, you did. This is going to sound weird, and this would not, but I'm going to take Western Kentucky plus 12 against Kentucky. The Western Kentucky has been playing well. Kentucky hasn't been all that great, intimidating at home. So 12 points for a decent team going in there is too many points.
Minus 105, Sean.
Yeah, and I would be on upset alert if I was Kentucky as well.
Yeah, maybe. Anything else that you like in the college hoops?
No, that's the only one that really stood out. I'll look again, see if anything else jumps out, but right now that's what I got.
So I'm going to take Minnesota. They are laying 16.5, Sean. I'm on this new thing where I'm giving up tons and tons and tons of points.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was probably the least you've ever had to sweat out a game the other night when you were giving up 24 points or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed. That was an easy one.
That's why you're
I don't
all
give many easy ones, Sean, but looking at this, Minnesota should they have so many, like when I look at the matchup edges and like where they rank nationally for like 2 points, 3 points, all that sort of stuff. They just have Green Bay has a pretty deliberate, slow offense, and they're playing against one of the better defensive teams. They kind of match up somewhat evenly on the other side. Minnesota's offense is, not great, but it is better than Green Bay's defense. So the matchups favor Minnesota across the board. So I'm going to take Minnesota. I'm going to lay that 16.5, and I'm trying to find the line, see if I can find myself something in here, but it should be coming up soon, right? One of the games coming up in a few minutes. I'm going to get minus 110, Sean, at 16.5. Another game that I'm going to go with, I'm all over these college games. Here's one that you're going to love, Sean, because the only thing I know this is a high school nearby is Marist. Familiar with them?
Yeah.
Marist is laying 11.5 to Bethune-Cookman. And I feel like that's not enough points, Sean. I looked at this one, and Marist, when you look at like the matchups, they had the check mark in every single box. They score more points. They shoot better in terms of field goal percent. They're better on defense. They're better at rebounding. They got a better bench. They're better at free throw shooting. They're better at everything. And then again, when you look at those matchups in terms of offense versus defense, Marist has all the advantages there too. So I'm on Marist minus 11.5. And although I said I wasn't going to do this anymore, Sean, I did it last night, got away with it with BYU. But with Michigan State. But I'm going to do it again tonight. I'm going to take BYU against South Florida. They are laying 14.5. Was 14 a little while ago, but I'll lay 14.5 for minus 110, Sean. I don't know. I would even consider alternative lining this one minus 20.
Wow, that's a lot of points.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Blake's laughing at me, but all right. So that's what I like in college hoops tonight, Sean. I got 3 plays in college hoops, 1 play in the NBA, and 1 play with the college football game. I'm a little bit across the board.
Yes, you are. There's a ton of college basketball. A lot. Tennessee giving up one to that kind of.
The simulator said take Arizona, but I'm
really.
But I'm not going to take home road teams unless the simulator says this game is an absolute blowout.
Yeah,
which it gave to BYU.
Yeah, I was thinking I'd lean Tennessee there, but Duke giving up 9.5 to Virginia Tech, probably lean Duke, but
it's again Virginia Tech. Maybe it's a first half game with Virginia Tech. I don't know.
You could do that. They're probably getting like 5.5, and they're 9.5 for the game. So yeah.
There was one road dog that was a big road favorite that I was thinking about doing like that. They were laying like 12, but I was only getting like minus 6.5 for the first half. And I said, yeah, for that. Other than that, I'm not going to do it. So, all right, Sean, quick recap. What do you got?
So I got the Kings plus 4.5 against the Clippers, Cleveland, Boston under 216.5, and Western Kentucky plus 12 against Kentucky.
Yes, and I am taking Army. I am laying the 6.5. I'm getting plus 100 for that. I'm pleased with that. Indeed. I'm going to take the over 208.5 in the Atlanta game. Like I said, I feel like Orlando's offense should click, and they can't play defense no matter who's on the court. In college hoops, Sean, I am taking Minnesota. I'm laying the points there. They are laying, 10.5? 16.5? Yeah, 10.5. I'd been all over them, yeah. And then I'm going to, actually, it's down to 16 now, Sean. So I'm going to move it to minus 16 for minus 108.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take Marist. They're laying 11.5. And I think that one, I got to find, I think it was minus 110. And then I'm taking BYU minus 14.5 for minus 110, and would even be willing to maybe up it a couple points to get a plus line if you want.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And that's it for me today, Sean.
Ah, you outdid me again. You have 5 plays. I have 3.
Hopefully
I threw all those player prop ones too, but I'm not making those official. You guys do what you want with those.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say that Josh Gidley one, 14. He's been having a ton of rebounds and assists lately. So,
all right. Well, hopefully that's a winner, Sean. If you like what you saw today, and hopefully if you win some stuff, head on over to moneylinemadman.com. Register. It's free. Tell us what you like, why you like it. Share with us any insights that you have. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Moneyline Madmen. Sean, tomorrow we'll be back with some NFL, some college basketball, college football. It's a pretty full slate tomorrow.
Yeah, another good important football game. San Francisco at Tennessee. And if you want to laugh too, I don't know if you guys saw it live, but I was getting hit with Nerf guns while it was going on too. So you can always watch the replay and watch me get hit in the head.
Oh, that's nice. Somebody would be getting hit in the ass in a few minutes.
Yeah.
All right, John. We'll see you all tomorrow in 23 and 30. Hopefully all your tickets are winners, and good luck at the window tonight, everybody. We'll see you mañana.